If you're one of those people who want to start learning a language or anything else, but you're always lazy, or every time another task comes up and you would rather do that, or you're waiting for a particular time, this video is for you. So make sure to watch this video until the end. Let's get started. First of all, I'll tell you all the factors. Actually, those factors that helps me a lot to get rid of procrastination in my life. Then I will go to solutions. Procrastination means something that you know is right at that moment and you should to do it, but you don't do it, and it doesn't necessarily mean that you're lazy. Before anything else, I must tell you that procrastination is a habit, just like our other good and bad habits. And we must know that a habit is not something that can be easily formed or easily destroyed. So if you have been procrastinator until now, no matter what you did, you should not expect yourself to be able to get rid of this habit in a short period of time. Because in order to learn something new and change a habit, first the neural pathway of that thing must be built in our brain. And building the neural pathway takes time. There are several important factors for procrastinating, and there are several types of procrastination. The first type, you have to do something important, but you waste your time with futility and idleness, and you don't spend time on the main work. And this waste of time can be different for everyone. For example, for one person it can be watching all the episodes of a movie. For another, it can be talking on the phone for 2 hours or anything else we do to escape from the main work. The second type, and I can say this one was me, not always, but most of the time. Instead of the main task, you go and do something else. For example, you have to sit down and study a language or start learning a new language, but instead you go to exercise or you go to another task or another lesson. In this type of procrastination, you're not a lazy person at all, but you're not doing that specific important thing or that important task. This kind of a procrastination makes you not understand that you're involved in procrastination, and ultimately you don't find a solution to overcome it. Another reason could be that the work is not enjoyable for you and you don't like it, so this is why your brain tries to avoid from that task. The fourth type are those who are just waiting for a promised moment or a particular time. I will start from the new year, I will start this week, and the time that they're waiting for will never come. Because often most of these people are waiting for an inspiration or a motivation, while first they have to start doing something so that the motivation comes. Now let's see how we can overcome procrastination. But before I talk about solutions to overcome procrastination, I want to tell you 3 prerequisites. That is, before you want to use these solutions in your life, you must observe 3 things. First, take a look at your own behavior and see if you're involved in procrastination at all. If so, which type of it? The second one, find the reason of your procrastination. Sometimes the reason for procrastination for many of us can be being too busy, which means you work too much. One reason can be this, another reason can be that you don't enjoy what you're doing. Not only you don't enjoy it, but you're also getting hurt from it. And that's why your motivation is low. It can be also fear, it can be inability to make a decision, and many other things. So it is very important to know the reason of your procrastination. Now, why is the reason is important? Because until you know that there is a problem, and until you know what the reason is, you cannot find the right solution among all these solutions. And the last one is, forgive yourself for all the procrastination you've done until now. A person may have been fired up from his job or failed an exam because of his negligence in the past. Until me and you and until that person can forgive himself and he regrets why I didn't study well for that semester, why I didn't learn more skills in the past, and he always blames himself. And this regret and blame means more stress, and more stress means more procrastination. And this blaming will make you want to punish yourself more, and the result will be more procrastination again. So the third thing is to forgive yourself and then come to the solutions that I will tell you. Number 1, set a reward for your brain. Remember, one of the reasons I told you about procrastination was that we procrastinate because we don't like something? Well, the solution is to trick your brain's reward system. Give yourself a good reward for everything you do. Reward yourself for every step you take and every small achievement, which can be different for each person. For one, it can be an episode of a series. For other person, it can be eating a chocolate or candy. Just be careful to not drown in this reward and miss your other work. Here's something that can help you, which is helping me a lot. It is a clock, an alarm clock. Set an alarm for yourself to remind you that your time for rest and reward is over. You can divide your tasks into smaller tasks, especially the bigger and longer tasks. In this way, we will finish and get our rewards sooner. Now, let me tell you here something that yesterday I was listening to the Huberman Lab podcast and I think he was speaking about dopamine and reward system. He said, okay, do it, but do not try to overdo it because it can have the opposite result. And he explained why is this going to happen, which I'm not going to bring it up here. At the beginning, it is okay to do it, but try to not do it always and for the rest of your life. Because in the beginning, we wanted to get rid of procrastination and eliminate this habit from our life. Number 2, change your mental conversations. To avoid procrastination, you have to pursue your brain that you wanted to do something interesting. If every time you want to go and study, for example, English, you say to yourself, I have to sit down and study this language for an hour and then speak for 20 minutes when I can't and it's very difficult for me, then your brain will definitely say that this plan sucks and this probability that you will procrastinate is very high. Instead, if you say, well, if I study English for an hour every day and talk with my language partner or with myself 20 minutes per day, in 6 or 7 months, I can almost speak a new language. Now, that sounds good plan and your brain will bless you with motivation. Number 3. Eliminate distractions. I want to say that anything like a phone, which is full of programs such as a WhatsApp and Instagram and etc., that can distract you with a voice like, keep away from yourself. But if, like me, most of your work depends on your phone, you can use some applications like AppLock. The good thing about this application is that it has a section called Notification Protected. If any message comes to you, it will not allow it to appear on the screen or make any voices to distract you. Okay, now, today I will do things that others are not willing to do, so that tomorrow I will do things that others are not able to do. See, our brain always prefers to have pleasant events now and leave unpleasant events for later. I recommend you put sentences like this or anything else to remind and motivates you in front of your eyes and ask yourself every day, what is the most important thing that I have to do today that others are not willing to do? Remember, sitting here and listening to me talk will not change anything unless you put these ideas to use. And don't forget this rule. First, you are the one who constructs and makes a habit. Then that habit will make you.